Kron Gracie, son of Rickson, grandson of Helio, received his black belt under Rickson Gracie at the age of 19, got bronze at ADCC at the age of 23, gold at 25, tapped out Gary Tonin. In other words, this is one badass Brazilian that's finally made his long-awaited arrival to the UFC. Now, the guy currently has an MMA record of 5-0 and is 1-0 in the UFC, and no surprise here, he's won every single match by submission. He made his UFC debut against Alex Caceres, who we all know isn't a bad fighter at all, but Kron Gracie made this guy look like a chew toy in less than a round. Now, in all reality, he does have some serious holes in his striking that need to be patched, but when you have such a dangerous ground game, we all know how useful that is in the UFC these days. The thing about that though, when you grow up in the Gracie family, your dedication to learning your craft is on a completely different level than most other people on this earth. So think about what happens if Kron harnesses that dedication he's been raised with to learning every single thing he can about striking for even, let's just say, a year or two. I mean, we'd have an absolute animal on our hands. What the Gracie family has done for the sport of mixed martial arts is absolutely unmatched. Other than Dana White, no one has done more for the sport. Rickson Gracie is a legitimate master in everything he does, and we can only imagine that he raised Kron to be even better than he was. I mean, that's what dads do, right? They always want to raise their kids to be better than they were, better than they accomplished. And that's a scary thought. The family literally lives to learn how to win fights and have been living for that sole reason for a very long time. Horion Gracie, who would have been Kron's uncle, has basically helped sculpt the sport of mixed martial arts from the ground up. I mean, think of the amount of pressure that must be on this kid's shoulder there is to succeed every time he steps on the mat. It must be an insurmountable amount of pressure to hold on your shoulders at all times. But, you know, when you've trained your entire life to deal with those kind of situations, I guess that pressure just kind of turns into motivation and strength for him, right? I mean, imagine what kind of skill it takes to get out front and behind the shadows of Rickson Gracie, who is his dad, not to mention the rest of the Gracie family. Trust me, this kid's definitely not getting recognition now just because he's a Gracie. In fact, I think the reason he's still underrated is because he's a Gracie. If no one knew who this kid's family was, if he was just some random off the streets, Kron Gracie would be a superstar by now. We'd all be like, you know, where the hell did this jiu-jitsu monster come from, and why is he so much better than everyone else on the ground? We'd want to know where he learned, how he trains, how he lives. We'd want him to have a vlog channel on YouTube. We'd want to know everything about the guy, but since he's a Gracie, people just kind of shrug off how great he is because that's just kind of what's expected from this family. I mean, it's crazy to think about how good this kid is going to be when Dana truly starts utilizing him like he should be. He's a marketing dream for the UFC if they're smart about it. I hope he's given his chance to become a star, and I think he will be. I have no doubt that he's going to pass the test with flying colors when that time does come. Now, think about this. Think about how scary Brian Ortega is to everyone and how hard it is for him to get a fight these days. Now, think about how scared people are going to be of the guy that Brian Ortega is saying that is the best he's ever seen. It's going to be a fun career to watch, to say the least. And if you haven't been paying attention to Kron Gracie yet, please make sure to keep an eye on this kid. You definitely won't be disappointed. I can promise you that. He was literally born and raised to be a fighter, and those kinds of guys don't come around often. Definitely keep up with his journey, and I'll try to keep you guys updated on the journey as well. And thanks again for all the support lately. It's been absolutely blowing my mind, the amount of support and likes and comments and subscriptions on the channel lately. So keep doing what you're doing, guys. It means the world to me. It means the world to the growth of the channel. And it keeps me doing this. It's my passion. I finally found something I love doing. So the fact that you all are enjoying it means everything to me. So thanks again, guys. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll catch you next time.